start the stream. Welcome to a new English lesson, English Live, grammar. Today we are going to deal with some present tenses, present simple, and we will see the rest, maybe present continuous as well. It's strange when I want to start streaming this program, software asks me, are you sure that you want to start? It's like, are you completely sure? Maybe you don't want to start live streaming. But okay, I have to say, yes, I'm sure. Okay, so how are you today? It's a nice day today. It's a beautiful September day. I adore September. Usually the days are so warm and nice, but not too hot. And it's very sunny. At the moment, I'm not in the city. I'm in one little village, and I'm surrounded by woods and by trees. And everything is green still. And yes, I have to say that it's a great day today. So what is the weather like where you are? Is it great as well? Or maybe a little bit cold or cloudy or windy? What's the weather like? Or how is the weather? You can ask both. How is the weather or what's the weather like? It's the same. Okay. So yes, as I said in my introduction, I want today to revise or to learn present simple tense, because sometimes I think like, okay, everybody knows that, but then I have an individual class or something, and then I realize that no, some people don't really know how to form present simple tense, especially questions. When it comes to questions, it can be tricky when you have to add do or does, like auxiliary verbs. Then students sometimes forget to put do or does. And of course, they forget to put s at the end of the verb in he, she, and it, third person singular. So yes, it needs to be practiced every day, of course. So I hope that you want to practice it with me today. Oh my God. I woke up early this morning, but usually I don't talk a lot in the morning, except, I don't know, sometimes when I need to make a video or something, but if I'm not recording, I don't talk. And then when I start talking, sometimes I need some time to warm up. Okay. Anyway, the first question, the first sentence that you can see on your screen is in a cafe now, and the verb is be. Be. So I be in a cafe now. Actually, I'm not in a cafe now. As you can see, I'm in my living room. But if you ask me, would you like to be in a cafe now? I don't know, maybe I would. But only if that cafe is on the beach or in some old European town, city. Yes, I would like to travel now more, because last year I didn't travel a lot because of Corona and everything, and I was scared to travel actually. First it was forbidden, and then I didn't want to risk anything. So anyway, yes, I would like to be in a cafe now, but in some really, really great place. For example, well, Barcelona would be nice. I would like to be in Barcelona right now because I love that city. Have you ever been to Barcelona? It's smaller than Madrid. Madrid is the capital of Spain. It's smaller, but personally I like it best. Okay, anyway, you have the sentence I in a cafe now, and now you have to put the verb to be in the correct form. Am I right? Okay, so of course we have to say, instead of be, we will say I am. I am in a cafe now. I am in a cafe now. When we ask questions, of course, we just say am I. We just change places. Am goes first and subject the second place. So am I in a cafe now? As I said, no, I'm not in a cafe now. I am in my living room now, learning English together with you. So I'm in a cafe. And what about you? Are you in a cafe now? Maybe you're watching this live stream and you're sitting in a cafe sipping a drink or coffee or tea. To sip, it means to take a little amount of some drink, coffee, tea, or whiskey. So take a sip, like take a bite when you eat something. Take a bite, you take some small amount of food, and take a sip, it means you take some small amount of something that's liquid. Okay, so I am in a cafe now. Am I in a cafe now? And of course, the negative sentence would be no, I am not. I'm not in a cafe now. Now you can ask me about place, and you can ask me, where are you? So if you want to know, if I'm not in a cafe, where are you then? Where are you? Where are you? I'm in my living room right now. What about you? Where are you? Okay, so it was the verb to be in present simple tense. I'm, you are, he is, she is, we are, you are, they are. I hope you all know that. Okay, let's move on to sentence number 2. And it is, okay, now you can see it clearly, hopefully. She play tennis every week. So, of course, you can say she play tennis every week. And hello, Dubrovka. Dubrovka is at work. Nice. So, if you say she play tennis every week, is it correct? Not. But usually students ask me, okay, but will a foreigner understand me if I say, for example, she play tennis? Or, of course, they will understand you, but it will sound a little bit strange. So if you say she play, it's strange, but if you say she plays, then it's not strange at all. Then it's perfect. She plays tennis every week. She plays tennis every week. So, I guess you already know that it is present simple tense involved here, because something that's repeating itself, something that's happening every week, every month, every year, every day, usually, always, sometimes, often, and so on, then we use present simple tense to describe this situation. So she plays tennis every week. Simple tense, it starts with S, present simple tense, and remember that it always has to have S when it comes to she, he, or it. So if it is a affirmative sentence, then we say she plays, and there is that S, she plays tennis. If it is a question, how do we make a question? Again, with some does. Does, and it's enough, no more S's. So does she play tennis? If it is a negative sentence, again, it has to contain some S. She doesn't. Enough. We don't need any more S's, so it's just play tennis. Okay, so he plays tennis and she plays tennis every week. So when we talk about he and she, we put an S on the verb, at the end of the verb, in affirmative sentence. When we make a question, when we make a negative sentence, we also put S, but on the auxiliary verb. So we put S on do, and it becomes does. Does she play? And negative, she doesn't play. Pay attention to the verb. Verb is only play. in question and play in negative. It is place just in affirmative sentence. Okay? Okay, let's move on to number 3. They. So first we had I and she, now we have they. They to the cinema every Wednesday. So it's their routine. They do that every Wednesday. So whenever you want to say it's somebody or you or he or she, so that something is repeating every Wednesday, then we use present simple tense. So is the sentence they go to the cinema every Wednesday correct? What do you think? They go to the cinema every Wednesday. Yes, it is perfectly all right. We don't need to add anything to this verb go. It's they go. When I talk about myself, I will say I go to the cinema every Wednesday. And if I talk about you, I will say you go to the cinema every Wednesday. So you see, it's simple tense. So we just use infinitive verb go, without to, of course, just go for all, but not for he, she, and it. For third person singular, we use goes. So if I want to say that she does that, I will say she goes to the cinema whenever she wants. So I go to the cinema, but she goes to the cinema. So she go to the cinema. No, it sounds funny, a little bit strange. Of course, they will know what you're talking about, but let's put it correctly. Let's make it sound perfect. So let's put S or ES. As you can see here, we put ES. We cannot say goes, but we say goes. So we add ES. She goes to the cinema. So whenever it is he, she, we have this S in affirmative sentence. Am I right? When we make questions with does and no S on go. Does she go to the cinema? Does she go to the cinema? And in negative sentence, we will just say, no, she doesn't go to the cinema. She doesn't go to the cinema. Okay, then in number 4, we have an interesting thing. And it's just a sec. I don't know what I did right now, but I will try. I guess you cannot see me now. We will try to fix that. Can you see me now? Okay, I disappeared and I hope I will appear again. Okay, here I am. Okay. So, she be a singer. She be a singer. Let's see what we have here. And then we have a question mark at the end. A question mark. So it means we have to form a question. So we want to find out whether she is a singer, whether she works as a singer, whether she sings somewhere. So how do we make questions when we have verb to be? When we have other verbs like go and play and sing, we use do or does. But when we have verb to be, we don't use do or does. We just start the question with the verb to be. So the affirmative sentence would be she is a singer, she is, and then we make a question inversion. So is she a singer? Is she a singer? Is our question. So we want to find out what her job is. We want to find out what she does for a living. We want to find out how she earns for a living. So is she a singer? Does she sing? For example, I ask, is she a singer? And then I get the answer, yes, she is a singer. And then I want to find out where I can hear her sing. So I want to ask a question, where does she sing? And where does she sing? Is she a singer? Yes, she is a singer. Where does she sing? And the answer would be, she sings here and there. She sings, I don't know, in this restaurant, or I don't know where people sing. I mean, if you're a very famous singer, then you have concerts and you sing at concerts. But if you're not very famous, then you sing in restaurants, hotels, bars, etc. Okay. Number 5, you find the weather here cold. We have an interesting usage of the verb find. So find, of course, it means you look for something and then you find it. Oh, I'm looking for my glasses. Where are they? Oh, I found them. I found my glasses. Maybe I should put them on. Maybe I will see better with my glasses. I mean, for sure. That's for sure, because I have to wear glasses when I go out because I don't see very well. I used to wear contact lenses before. I don't know. I stopped wearing contact lenses maybe 5 or 6 years ago, maybe. Yeah. And actually, I stopped doing that because usually when I fall asleep, I'm watching something in the evening and I fall asleep, and then I fall asleep with my contact lenses in my eyes. When I wake up, wow, they get so dry, and then you cannot get them out of your eyes, and yeah, it's not comfortable. It's not nice at all. And anyway, when I'm in the car going somewhere for a long trip, for example, and I fall asleep in the car, the same thing happens again. I almost cannot open my eyes. I can hardly open them because the contact lenses, I don't know, they get like really, really dry and hard to be taken out. So yeah, somehow glasses are more, I cannot say useful, because contact lenses are useful as well, but maybe more practical. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was about to explain the sentence. You find the weather here cold. So find can mean to look for something and then find it, but find can also have a different meaning, and it can mean like to have opinion about something, to think something about something. So I can say, I think the weather here is really, really cold. In my opinion, the weather here is really cold. I find the weather here cold. So it would be the same. Or you find the weather here cold. It just means that you think that the weather here is really cold and you wouldn't like to live here because it's very cold. So you find, it means you think. Okay, let's continue to sentence number 6. And it says, they be on the bus. So I am looking for my kids. I don't know where they are. I think they went to school, but I don't know if they arrived to school or not yet. Maybe they're on the bus. Maybe they are still on the bus going to school. And then I can ask this question. And I can ask, are they on the bus? So pay attention. You don't say in the bus. You say on the bus. Or you don't say in the train, but on the train. So where are the kids? Are they still on the bus? Have they arrived to school, or are in school, or are they still on the bus? Are they still on the bus? Are they? Okay. Now we have some lady who doesn't go to work by bus, and she doesn't go to work by car, but she uses her bicycle. She goes to work by bicycle, or do we say she rides her bicycle? No. Now we know that we have to put S here, and we have to say she rides her bicycle to work. So ride, you use ride for horses and for a bicycle or for a motorbike. You can ride a horse or ride a bike. You can also say she goes to work by bike. She rides her bicycle to work. Number 8, why he be in France? So where is Mark? Where is Tom? He is in France. But why? I want to know the reason. Why is he in France? So first we put the verb to be when it is a question, and then we put subject. So why is he in France? He is in France because he lives there, and he is in France because he wanted to visit his relatives, or he wanted to see Paris, and he went to France. So why is he in France? Why is he in France? Okay. Piano. This sentence is true for me. So I not play the piano very often. I used to play the piano, and when I was a little girl, my parents bought a piano for me. Nothing special, but it was still the piano, and I went to music school. But I wasn't really interested in that. They forced me to go for a while, and then they gave up because I wasn't very hardworking. I didn't practice a lot. So, but I still have this piano. So it is like 30 years old now. Yes, and I not played. I don't play the piano very often. I don't play the piano very often. But, for example, my, I don't know, sister plays the piano every day. She practices every day. She plays the piano every day. So she likes doing that. Maybe that's her job. Maybe she's a professional pianist, and she plays the piano every day. She plays. I don't play. And don't forget to put the article, definite article, in front of the instrument that you're playing. So I'm playing the guitar, the piano, the violin, and so on. Okay. Number 10. This sentence is true for me today, that today called not. So it is not called today. You can make contractions here. You can say it's not. One way to contract this, it and s. It's not, or you can say it isn't called today. Is it called today? No, it's not. Or no, it isn't called today. It isn't called today. As we said at the beginning of this lesson, when you want to ask about the weather, you say, what's the weather like? Or you can say, how is the weather today? How is the weather today? Okay, let's see next one. Okay, we don't need this. We want another Africa, for example. So, where are you from? We are from Africa. Where are you from? We are from Africa. We make too much noise at night. Question mark. So we have to make a question. So I'm new in the building, for example, and usually at night I listen to music, or sometimes I have my friends over and maybe we talk a bit louder or anything. We laugh and joke, and I want to know if my behavior maybe bothers my neighbors. So I go to my neighbor and I ask, do we make too much noise at night? Do we make too much noise at night? My neighbor, my good neighbor. Do you think that we make much noise at night? Do we make much noise at night? Sorry, you couldn't see the sentence. Now you can see it. And the neighbor, well, he can be in a good mood or a nice and polite person. He can say, of course not. Just enjoy yourselves. You're not, you don't make too much noise at night. Or maybe he can be annoyed and angry and he can say, yes, you are noisy. You do make too much noise, or you make too much noise at night. And then the only thing you can say is, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. I'm sorry, it won't happen again. We won't make noise anymore. Okay, what about this sentence? So, for example, your brother is now in some other town or city because of his studies. And where is your brother? Where he's not at home. Where is he, or where does he study? Actually, with this verb study, you can also use present continuous tense, because it's something that's going on for a while and then eventually it will stop. So it's not something that will repeat all your life. So you can also say, where is he studying? So you can use present continuous tense, and you usually use present continuous tense when you talk about studying. So I'm studying philology. Where are you studying? What are you studying, etc. Okay. It be foggy today. It be foggy today. Of course, we cannot say it be foggy. It's a question. We have a question mark here, so we have to make a question. So we put the verb at the first place. Is it? Is it foggy today? No, the sky is clear, completely clear. There is no fog, no wind, nothing. It's a perfect day outside. No fog. We not be late. We not be late. So, for example, you come to a meeting or you come to your English lesson and your teacher says, or your boss says, you are late. You are late. And then you look at your watch. It's 9 o'clock, for example, and the meeting or your lesson starts at 9. So you can just say, no, we are not late. We aren't late. We aren't late. We are, let's put it like this, that you can see clearly that it is we are late. We are late because it's 9:30 and the meeting started at 9, or no, it's 9 and the meeting starts at 9 and we are not late. Sorry, but we are not late. Okay. I would like you to write something in the comment section. What do you think about these things that I'm telling you Do you find them useful? Are they too easy for you, or not, or difficult, or I don't know. I would like to have a feedback, and then I could maybe do my job better if I knew what you liked. But okay, if you want to write something, write. If you know, I will just continue. We are at number 16, and some people just don't like animals. So they do not like animals. They don't, or they do not like animals. I mean, me personally, I cannot say that I don't like animals. I mean, animals are cute and nice, and some of them are very useful for people. And I mean, they are alive and they have rights, similar rights that people have. I mean, some of them, of course, are dangerous, and some of them are not. Anyway, I wanted just to say that I cannot say that I don't like animals, but I'm afraid of animals. I'm afraid of birds, for example. I couldn't put a bird on my palm, for example. I saw people who put a bird on their palms and they pet it or something like that. And I'm afraid of cats as well, or I'm afraid of big dogs and of bugs, flies, etc. So yes, I do like animals, but yes, I'm also afraid of animals. What about you? Are you afraid of animals? And what animals are you afraid of? Snakes. Yeah, snakes. I told you at the beginning of this lesson that I'm not in the city right now. I'm in a little village surrounded by wood and by woods and by trees and everything. And actually, we saw a snake. Actually, I didn't see the snake. I just saw a video of that snake. But some members of my family saw a snake. We don't know what kind of snake it is. We don't know whether it is poisonous or not. But it didn't look very friendly. And yes, it went home. I guess her home, or yeah, I guess her home is somewhere in our garden. Okay, but I hope we won't see her again. So yes, now definitely I'm afraid of snakes. Okay, some people are not, and some people have snakes as pets. Yeah, like puppies. Okay, enough about animals. Let's see. Okay, number 17 is easy. So where are you? Where are you? Okay, but let's see number 18. He not be an accountant. So what does your father do? Is he an accountant? Where does he work? Is he an accountant? No, he is not. He is not an accountant. He is a dentist. My father isn't an accountant. He is a dentist. I mean, he is retired now. He used to be dentist. He was a dentist. But now he's a pensioner. Okay. Number 19, the dog ate chicken. The dog ate chicken. So, of course, everybody will understand this sentence, the dog ate chicken. But the thing that, I mean, for example, native speakers maybe won't understand when this thing happened. So if I say dog eat chicken, maybe I want to say that the dog ate the chicken, or the dog will eat the chicken, or the dog is eating chicken right now, or the dog eats usually chicken. Or if I want to ask a question, because here we have a question mark, so I want to ask a question about the eating habits of a dog. So I will ask a question with does. So does the dog usually eat chicken? Does he like chicken? Does the dog eat chicken? But I can also say, did the dog eat chicken? You see, this auxiliary verb is crucial, because if I say does, then it means does it repeat? Does it happen Always, usually, sometimes, often, never. But if I use did, then I'm referring to some past action. So did he eat chicken yesterday? Maybe I can use will and refer to the future. Will the dog eat chicken? Or I can ask, what about now? Is the dog eating chicken now? So you see, grammar is fun. You just have to learn some basic things and then to combine them and make different sentences. Okay. She is my sister, of course, number 20. That one is easy. We not go out much. It sounds okay. We not go out much. But the thing that you should remember is that you never use not alone, isolated. Not is nothing without a verb. Usually auxiliary verb. When it comes to modal verbs, then we put not after the main verb, like must not, can not. But we usually use not with auxiliary verbs. Do not, did not, will not, is not. So if you see it like this, alone, surrounded by what? By a noun, by the verb go and personal pronoun we. So something is missing. So auxiliary verb. We miss auxiliary verb here, and that is do. We do not go out much. We did not go out much in the past. We will not go out much in the future. So auxiliary verbs are really, really important. They think it's a good idea. Do they? Yes, they think it's a good idea. Here, you don't need anything. You don't need to add anything. What do they think? They think it's a good idea. What about you? Do you think it's a good idea? I think it's a good idea. He know how to play the violin and question mark. Let's see first if I put a full stop here. So he know how to play the violin. We talked about this. It sounds okay. They will understand that he can play the violin. He know how to play the violin. But if you want to be precise and if you want to sound properly, what you have to add only one letter here. Remember? S. He knows. He knows how to play the violin, and then you have a perfect sentence. He knows. If I talk about myself, I will just say I know how to play the violin, and you know how to play the violin, and we know, and they know, but he knows, and she knows. So he, she, it are always special in present simple tense because we have to add that S. And if we want to make a question, we will make it with does. Again, S. But one S is enough, as we said. We don't need another S on the verb. So it's like, just does he know? Does he know how to play the violin? Does he know how to play the violin? Well, I don't know if he knows how to play the violin. Or yes, sure, he knows how to play a violin. Okay, are you ready for the next one? Are you? The next one is number 4 here. It says, why I have to clean up? Why I have to clean up? So it's a common mistake in a lot of languages. This would be a literal translation from their sentence, and maybe in your language it sounds perfectly okay. Why I have to clean up? But we talked about really, really important role of auxiliary verbs in English. So I don't know if I have to clean up now, or if I had to clean up in the past, or if I will have to clean up in the future. So you can see how important it is to put something between the question verb and the subject. And you always, when you make a question, you always have to put something here in between. So you can never say why I, why you, why he, why she. No, it will always be wrong if you make questions like that. Never say question word, why, where, how much, how many, whatever, and then subject directly. Why he go to school? Or where she work? No, forget about it. And remember another thing, that you have to put something in between. And it depends, of course, on a tense. So if it is present, I will have, why do I have to clean up? Why do I have to clean up? In the past, I can say, why did I have to clean up? So I did clean up, I cleaned up, but I'm asking you, why did I have to clean up? Or, well, why will I have to clean up? So tomorrow we have a party, but you will have to clean up after the party. And then you ask, what, why? Why will I have to clean up? So as you can see, this do, did, will, and we have put some other auxiliary verbs, but we can use only these three for now. These auxiliary verbs are crucial if you want to be understood well. So maybe they will get what you are saying with why I have to clean up, but maybe they won't know, are you referring to the present situation, to the past situation, or to the future situation? So you have to be clear with that. And in order to be clear, you have to use auxiliary verbs. Why do I? Why did I? Why will I have to clean up? Okay, let's see what we have next. She not sleep late at the weekends. Of course, when you have this at the weekends, so the person you're talking to already knows that it's like something that's repeating, something that happens at the weekends, every weekend. So you can just say she not sleep late at the weekends and he will know what it is about. But if you want to be clear and precise, what should you do here? We talked about this not. So not is a nice word, but it's like independent. It's like just a little word, so it needs a friend. It needs somebody something to stand by him. So we never use not alone. He's never alone. He or it has to be together with auxiliary verbs. So do not, does not, will not, have not, has not, is not. There are many, but we mentioned three: do, did, and will. So she, if it is she, then it's not do, it's does. So she doesn't sleep late. She didn't sleep late. She won't sleep late. So I will write all these three things for you. So does, she doesn't sleep late at weekends. She didn't sleep late at weekends. She won't, will not. She won't sleep late at weekends. So you see, not needs a friend. It can be did. It can be did. It can be does. It can be will. But not is never alone. Number 6, I love studying languages. So here we don't need to add anything. It's completely clear that I love studying languages. But what will happen if I put she instead of I? She loves studying languages. She loves. She loves studying languages. She loves studying languages. I love, and you love, and they love, maybe. And we all love studying languages. But she particularly loves studying languages. Prime Minister, we not believe the Prime Minister. We not believe the Prime Minister. We not believe the President. We not believe him. We not believe, I don't know, politicians. Again, we see not, and it's alone. And it cannot stand alone. It's too small. It needs friends. It needs somebody to support him, to look after him. And who looks after not? Do or does, did or will. So, we do not believe the Prime Minister. We do not believe him. In the past, we would say we didn't believe the Prime Minister, but now we do. And in the future, we will say we will not believe the Prime Minister. So we do not, we did not, we will not. Not is never alone. Okay, say next one. You understand the question? It sounds like something that a lot of English learners would say without noticing that something is wrong. You understand the question. But if we want to make a proper question, yes or no question, it has to start with auxiliary, with do or does, with will, with did. So when you make yes or no questions, we have to start with auxiliary verbs. So if you want to ask me where I work, you would ask me, do you work? No. If you want to ask me if I work, you would say, do you work? And then you can expect yes or no question. Yes, I work. No, I don't work. Do you speak German? Yes, I speak German. No, I don't speak German. So these are yes, no questions. They start usually with do or does in present simple tense, with did you speak German? Or will you speak German? So here you understand the question. This is not a question. It can be affirmative sentence. So I can delete this and then it would be affirmative sentence. Yes, you understand the question. But if I want to make it a question, I have to say, do you? I don't know if you can follow me. I would like you to write something. Dragana, hello, are you there? Dubravka. Am I making myself clear? Do you want to talk to me? I'm alone now, and I don't like being alone. Like this verb not. Not is never alone. And I'm alone now. I need some auxiliary verbs. Okay. We have 10 minutes more, so we can do some more sentences. She not want to go to the cinema. She not want to go to the cinema. I guess you know now that not cannot be alone and not needs auxiliary verb. And when we talk about he, she, it, auxiliary verb for present simple tense is does. So now she doesn't want to go to the cinema. Number 10, I like trying new kinds of food. And she loves studying. Here we have a verb love and like. And after it we have ing form of the verb trying and studying, which is very common to use. So I like to try new kinds of food. I can also say it like that. I like to try, or I like trying. I like trying new kinds of food. Do you like trying new kinds of food? There are some people who don't like trying new kinds of food. They get used to some specific kinds of food, and then they don't like changes. They can just eat the same things all over again every day. because they are sometimes afraid to try something new. He wants some coffee. Question. So I wonder if he wants some coffee. Does he want some coffee? Does he want some coffee? Dubrovka, I'm here, I'm listening. Okay, thank you very much for writing this comment. I feel that I'm not alone right now. Thank you for your support. And you used present continuous here in your sentence. I am listening, which is completely correct because it's happening right now. Okay, so does he want some coffee? Does he want some coffee? That's the question. We don't know. We will ask him later. Number 12. What Lucy do at the weekends? Remember what I said about question word, like what, where, why, and then subject immediately after. Never. So we have to put something in between. And that something, we already said, it can be does, present simple, did, past simple, will, future, or something else. So remember that. Between what and she, there has to be something. If it is present simple tense, then we put does. What does she do at the weekends? What does she do at the weekends? If it is past simple tense, then we say, what did she do last weekend? What did she do last weekend? And if we want to ask for her plans in the future, then we will say, what will she do at the weekends? That is, at the weekend. What will she do next weekend? Okay. They not work late on Fridays. We say that not is never alone. Not need friends. If it is present simple, we say they don't. Past simple, did not. Future, will not work late. They don't, they didn't, they will not work late. They don't work late on Fridays. They finish work like at 3 or 4 o'clock. They don't work late on Fridays. They didn't work late last Friday, and they will not work late next Friday. Number 14, it's interesting. It says she have 3 daughters. So what's the problem with this sentence? Can you tell me? She have 3 daughters. Have, okay, I know what have means. And I have 1 daughter, you have 2 daughters, she have 3 daughters. Yeah, it sounds correct, but it's not. Why? Because it is she. He, she, it always have S somewhere. So here is S that he, she, it need. She has 3 daughters. She has 3 daughters. I have 1 daughter, you have 2 daughters, but she has 3 daughters. How many daughters does she have? Would be a question. How many? Question verb, and then auxiliary verb, and then subject. How many? We will put just daughters here. Does? We already put S. It's enough S's. So we just put the normal verb have here. We don't need has. She has 3 daughters. How many daughters does she have? She has 3. She's a lucky lady with 3 daughters. They can help her a lot. Okay, let's see number 15. It says you own a car. You own a car. This one was similar with this. You understand the question. You own a car. It's like you form a positive sentence, like you have a car, and then you intonate it like it is a question. So you have a car, you own a car. But actually, this is a positive sentence. You own a car. This own is similar to have. You own it. So you bought a car and now you own that car. You have that car. You can use that car whenever you want because it's yours. You own it. But it would be okay if we had full stop at the end. But if we have a question mark, we have to make a question. Yes, no questions. We make yes, no questions. We do. Do you or does? But here we have second person singular, so we don't need does. Does is only reserved for he, she, it. So do you own a car? Yes, I do own a car, or no, I don't own a car. Do you own a car? Yes, I do own a car. No, I don't own a car. Okay. Number 16. Where Alicia work? When I pronounce it and say it like that, you can say, but it's okay. What's wrong with this question? Where? You know what where means? Yeah, Alicia, it's her name, and work, we know what work means. So it's completely clear what I want to ask. But if we want to make it perfect and precise, we have to put, as we said, something between question word and subject of the sentence, and that's auxiliary verb, and we have she, so he, she, it, use does. Where does she work? Where does she work? Why? Well, simply because maybe I wanted to say where did she work or where will she work. And all these things change the meaning of the sentence. So if I say where does she work, the person I'm talking to knows that I'm asking about something that's going on now in the present. If I say where did she work, it's clear that I'm referring to something in the past. Where will she work? Something in the future. So with these does or do, did, and will, you need them, as you can see, because the people who we are talking to will be confused a little bit because they will not know when, where she work, when, now, or in the past, or in the future. So just make sure that you use auxiliary verbs, does, did, or will, or some others. Okay. When she go to her class? Again, when she, what? When does she? When did she? When will she go to her class? It's all different. So when does she go to her class? She goes every, I don't know, Monday and Friday. When did she go? She went on Monday. When will she go? She will go on Friday. So I hope that you can see how important these are for understanding. I not believe you. I not believe you. Not is alone. Not cannot be alone. So I do not believe you. But I also say I did not believe you, or I will not believe you. Again, I'm trying to make my point. So I'm trying to explain to you how important it is to use auxiliary verbs because they make sense to the sentence. So they put sense. They tell us exactly when something happened. Do, it happens all the time. Did, it happened in the past. Will, it will happen. It will happen in the future. It will happen in the future. Okay, we have two more. She think about her holidays often. This one also sounds like okay, almost okay, but she needs some as she thinks about her holidays. I think you think, but she thinks about her holidays. And you like going to restaurants. You like, but I want to ask you, how do I ask yes and no questions with the word as? So do you like going to restaurants? Personally, I adore going to restaurants, and I would go to restaurants every day. I don't appreciate spending too much time in the kitchen cooking, because you spend like 2 or 3 hours a day cooking, and then you just eat that in about 15 minutes, and then you have to do the washing up, to wash the dishes, and to clear and clean everything. So it's, yeah, you waste a lot of time. Of course, it's much more expensive to eat in restaurants, but maybe, just maybe, you could use your time in a more useful way if you didn't have to cook and clean all day. But we will never know, I guess. Okay. I'm very glad if you managed to learn anything today. I would like you to tell me that. Did you remember that not cannot stand alone? That if you want to ask yes, no questions, you have to start with auxiliary verb. And the third important thing was, if you ask a question with a question word like where, when, why, etc., then you cannot go directly to the subject. You need something in between. Where did you, where do you, where will you? And yeah, that's it. You can watch this video later and repeat all these things, and yeah, we will see, I don't know, each other tomorrow. Goodbye, have a nice day, and have a nice weekend.